Get health, probiotics, and why your microbiome matters. Why is it that so many people live with bloating, irregular digestion, stomach discomfort, low energy, cravings, skin issues, and even mood changes without ever considering that the gut might be part of the story? They think it is normal. Normal to feel heavy after meals. Normal to feel bloated every evening. Normal to be constipated for days. Normal to depend on coffee just to go to the bathroom. Normal to have a stomach that feels unpredictable, sensitive, or constantly irritated. And because these things are so common, people stop asking questions. They tolerate. They push through. But common does not always mean healthy. And what happens inside the gut can influence much more than digestion alone. Today, we are going to talk about gut health, probiotics, and why your microbiome matters. Not in a confusing, overhyped, miracle product kind of way. And not through the fantasy that one either drink one supplement or one detox tea can suddenly fix everything. We are going to talk about the gut in a grounded, realistic, useful way. Because your digestive system is not separate from the rest of your body. It is deeply connected to how you feel, how you absorb nutrients, how your immune system behaves, how comfortable your stomach feels, and in many cases, how stable your energy and daily rhythm feel too. So if you have ever wondered why your stomach feels off, why bloating keeps returning, why digestion feels inconsistent, or why gut health has become such a big conversation in wellness, stay with me. By the end of this message, you will understand what the gut microbiome is, why probiotics are only one piece of the puzzle, what daily habits may be hurting your digestive health, and how to support your gut in a way that actually makes sense. What gut health actually means. Let us start with a very basic but important question. What does gut health actually mean? A lot of people use the phrase, but not everyone understands what it includes. Gut health is not just whether your stomach hurts after eating. It includes digestion, regular bowel movements, comfort after meals, the ability to absorb nutrients properly, the balance of microbes living in your digestive tract, and the overall condition of the gastrointestinal system. When the gut is functioning reasonably well, food moves through the system in a healthy way. Digestion feels more comfortable. Bowel movements are more regular. Excess bloating is less frequent. And the body is better able to use the nutrients you consume. When gut health is struggling, people may notice bloating, constipation, diarrhea, gas, acid discomfort, irregular bowel habits, abdominal pain, food sensitivity. nausea, or a general feeling that their stomach is never fully settled. And sometimes the signs are not only digestive. Some people also notice low energy, brain fog, appetite changes, skin flare-ups, and a sense that the whole body feels off. This is why gut health matters. Not because the gut is magical, but because it is central. Your gut is home to a whole community. Now let us talk about the microbiome. Inside your digestive tract lives a massive community of microorganisms, including bacteria, fungi, and other microbes. This ecosystem is often called the gut microbiome. And while that may sound strange at first, not all microbes are bad. In fact, many are helpful. A healthy gut microbiome is not about eliminating all bacteria. It is about maintaining a balanced, diverse microbial environment that supports normal function. These microbes interact with food, digestion, immune activity, and many processes throughout the body. They help break down certain compounds, produce useful substances, and influence how the gut environment behaves. So when people say the microbiome matters, they are talking about this inner ecosystem, a community, a balance, a living environment inside the body that responds to what you eat, how you live, what medications you take, how stressed you are, and many other daily influences. That means your microbiome is not fixed forever. It responds. And that is both the challenge and the opportunity. Why so many people have digestive troubles? If gut health is so important, why do so many people struggle with it? Because modern life often works against digestion. People eat quickly. They eat distracted. They skip meals and then overeat. They rely heavily on ultra-processed foods. They do not get enough fiber. They are under chronic stress. They do not sleep enough. They move too little. They may use antibiotics or other medications that affect the gut. Environment. They ignore signals until the body starts speaking louder. Digestion is not just about what you eat. It is also about how you eat, when you eat, how stressed your body is while eating, and how consistently your system gets support. This is why two people can eat a similar meal and have very different experiences. One feels fine. The other feels bloated, uncomfortable, tired, or irritated. The gut is sensitive to pattern. And many modern patterns are not that friendly. Bloating is common, but it should not be ignored. Let us talk about bloating, because this is one of the most common complaints people have. Bloating can feel like tightness, swelling, fullness, pressure, heaviness, or a stomach that looks much larger after eating. For some people, it happens occasionally. For others, it happens almost every day. There are many possible reasons. Eating too fast, overeating, constipation, too much carbonated drink, certain food sensitivities, irregular meal patterns, hormonal changes, excess gas production, digestive disorders, too little fiber, or in some cases, suddenly too much fiber without the gut adapting well. Bloating is not always a sign of something serious. But constant bloating should not simply be dismissed as normal. It is often feedback. A message that something in the digestive apparatus needs attention. And one of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to silence bloating with random supplements before understanding what is actually driving it. Constipation affects more than comfort. Another major issue is constipation. Many people underestimate how much constipation can affect daily well-being. When the bowel is not moving regularly, people may feel heavy, uncomfortable, sluggish, irritable, and more bloated. Appetite can feel strange. The stomach may feel full too early. The whole body can feel off. Constipation is not only about not going to the bathroom every day. It can also involve hard stools, straining, incomplete emptying, or feeling that digestion is slow and stuck. Common contributors include low fiber intake, inadequate hydration, low physical activity, stress, ignoring the urge to go, irregular eating, and sometimes medication or underlying medical conditions. This is why good health support often begins with basics. Water, fiber, movement, meal rhythm, and paying attention to the body instead of constantly postponing its signals. The gut and the brain are deeply connected. One reason gut health gets so much attention is the connection between the gut and the brain. A lot of people notice that stress affects their stomach. Before an exam, they feel nauseous. During anxiety, digestion feels tight. When overwhelmed, the stomach feels unsettled. When embarrassed, the belly drops. This is not imaginary. The gut and the nervous system communicate tactlessly. That means the state of your mind can influence the state of your digestion, and the state of your digestion can influence how you feel in the body too. This does not mean every mood problem begins in the gut. And it does not mean gut health is a replacement for mental health care. But it does mean digestion is not purely mechanical. The body digests differently in a calm state than in a stressed state. So if you are eating good food but eating it in tension, speed, distraction, and exhaustion, the gut may still struggle. Probiotics are not magic. Now let us talk about probiotics, because this is where a lot of confusion begins. Probiotics are live microorganisms that, when used appropriately in certain products or settings, may help support the gut environment for some people. They are often found in fermented foods or sold as supplements. Examples include yogurt with livicultures, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, tempeh, and certain probiotic supplements. But here is the important truth. Probiotics are not magic. They are not a guaranteed fix for every digestive problem. They are not a shortcut around poor diet, chronic stress, low fiber intake, dehydration, sleep deprivation, or medical issues that need real treatment. Some people feel better with certain probiotic foods or supplements. Some notice little change. Some feel worse depending on the product, the dose, or the sensitivity of their gut. This is why random probiotic shopping isn't the smartest approach. Probiotics can be one tool, but they are not the entire foundation of gut health. Prebiotics matter too. A lot of people know the word probiotics. Fewer people know the word prebiotics. Prebiotics are substances, often certain types of fiber, that help feed beneficial gut microbes. In simple terms, probiotics are the living microbes, and prebiotics are part of what helps support them. This matters because you can take probiotics, but if your everyday diet does not provide the kind of environment that supports microbial diversity and gut function, the effect may be limited. Prebiotic-rich foods can include onions, garlic, leeks, oats, bananas, beans, lentils, asparagus, and other fiber-rich plant foods. Again, this does not mean every nettle rates every food equally. Some sensitive digestive systems need gradual change. But the big idea is simple. The gut tends to do better when you consistently feed it a variety of supportive foods, not when you depend on noni capsule and ignore everything else. Diversity in food helps diversity in the gut. One of the best things you can do for gut health is increase food diversity over time. A gut that only sees the same handful of processed foods every day is not getting Much variety. The microbiome often benefits from a wider range of plant foods, fibers, textures, and natural compounds. This does not mean you need to eat 20 exotic foods tomorrow. It means your pattern can gradually become more diverse. Different vegetables, different fruits, different beans, different grains, different herbs, different nuts and seeds when appropriate. Think variety, not perfection. A colorful plate is not just pretty. It often reflects a wider nutritional and microbial input too. Ultra-processed eating can make the gluten happy. Many modern diets are built heavily around convenience foods. Packaged snacks, sugary drinks, fast food, refined low-fiber products, highly processed sweet foods. These foods are not automatically poisonous. But when they dominate the diet, the gluten gets less of what it truly needs. Less fiber, less diversity, less structural nourishment, and more patterns that may contribute to unstable appetite, irregular digestion, and poor microbial support. The goal is not food fear. The goal is proportion. If most of your intake comes from ultra-processed choices, your gut may benefit simply from shifting the balance toward more real, fiber-rich, minimally processed foods more often. That alone can change a lot over time. Eating to fast can affect digestion. This may sound simple, but it matters more than people think. When you eat to fast, you often swallow more air, notice fullness too late, chew less thoroughly, and stay in a more reactivated state while eating. That can contribute to bloating, discomfort, overeating, and a general sense that meals do not sit well. The digestive system likes a little cooperation, not perfection, just cooperation. That means slowing down enough to chew, sit, breathe, and actually experience the meal. You do not need a spiritual ceremony around lunch. But if you inhale food while stressed, standing, scrolling, and rushing, digestion may complain. Sometimes supporting gut health starts with respecting meals more. Water and movement help digestion too. Gut health is not just about food. Hydration matters. Movement matters. Water helps support normal bowel function and general digestion. Physical activity helps support gut motility, which is one reason walking can be so useful. You do not need an extreme exercise plan to support the gut. In many cases, regular walking, gently activity, and daily movement make a meaningful difference. A body that moves regularly often digests more comfortably than a body that stays still all day under stress. So if your gut feels slow, heavy, or irregular, do not only look at the plate. Look at the whole pattern. Antibiotics can be helpful and disruptive. Antibiotics can be life-saving when truly needed. They have an important place in medicine. But they can also affect the gut microbiome. That is because antibiotics do not always target only the problematic bacteria. They can also affect other parts of the microbial environment. This is one reason some people notice digestive changes during or after antibiotic use. That does not mean antibiotics are bad or should be avoided when medically necessary. It means they are powerful. And after certain courses of antibiotics, some people benefit from paying closer attention to digestive recovery, food quality, fiber intake, and overall gut support. Medical decisions belong with a qualified clinician. But from a lifestyle perspective, it is useful to understand that the microbiome can be affected by medications and may need time and support afterward. Food sensitivity is complicated. When people have digestive discomfort, they often start blaming random foods. Gluten, dairy, beans, fruit, spices, vegetables. And while true sensitivities or intolerances do exist, food sensitivity is not always simple. Sometimes the issue is the amount. Sometimes it is the timing. Sometimes it is stress. Sometimes it is eating too quickly. Sometimes it is a pattern of poor digestion overall. And sometimes it is a specific medical condition that needs proper diagnosis. This is why dramatic food elimination without understanding can become risky, stressful, or nutritionally limiting. If a particular food repeatedly causes clear symptoms, that is worth observing. But random food fear is not the same as useful self-awareness. Sometimes people need structure and guidance, not endless restriction. Fermented foods can be helpful for some people. Fermented foods often get attention in the gut health world, and for good reason. Foods like yogurt with live cultures, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, and tempeh may offer useful microbial exposure or supportive compounds depending on the product and the person. But just like probiotics in general, fermented foods are not magical for everyone. Some people enjoy them and tolerate them well. Some need small amounts. Some find certain fermented foods irritating. This is why the best approach is often gradual and observant. Not force. Not hype. You do not need to suddenly eat huge amounts of fermented food to have a healthy gut. It is one possible part of a bigger pattern. The best gut health habits are often boring. People love dramatic solutions, special powders, expensive supplements, trendy detoxes, extreme cleanses. But the gut often responds best to very ordinary habits. Regular meals, more fiber, more water, more movement, less rushing, less food chaos, less chronic overstimulation, better sleep, better stress regulation. These habits are not flashy, but they are powerful because they're repeatable. Gut health is rarely transformed by one automatic act. It is usually shaped by daily conditions. Your gut does not need punishment. Some people respond to digestive discord by becoming aggressive with food. They stop eating half the things they enjoy. They become afraid of meals. They do cleanse after cleanse. They chase the idea of cleaning out the body. But the gut does not usually need punishment. It needs support, a calmer rhythm, a more suitable pattern, a better environment. Sometimes the most healing shift is not becoming stricter. It is becoming steadier. That distinction matters. Signs you may need medical attention. Although many gut issues improve with lifestyle changes, some symptoms deserve proper medical evaluation, persistent severe pain, blood in the stool, unexplained weight loss, ongoing diarrhea, chronic constipation that does not improve, waking up at night repeatedly because of digestive distress, frequent vomiting, difficulty swallowing, or digestive symptoms that significantly interfere with daily life. These are not things to ignore. Lifestyle support is helpful, but it isn't a replacement for medical care when something deeper may be happening. So please take ongoing or serious digestive symptoms seriously. A practical day of gut-supportive eating. What might a gut-supportive day look like in real life? Not a perfect day. Just a supportive one. Maybe breakfast includes yogurt with oats and fruit, or eggs with vegetables and toast, or a simple meal that includes some protein and fiber. Maybe lunch includes rice or potatoes with beans, fish, tofu, or chicken and vegetables. Maybe you drink enough water through the day. Maybe dinner includes a balanced meal instead of skipping and then overeating. Late. Maybe you walk after one meal. Maybe you reduce highly processed snack food a little and add more real food. Little. This is what real support looks like. Not a miracle. A pattern. A 7-day gut health reset. If you want a simple place to begin, here is a gentle 7-day reset. Day 1. Add one fiber-rich food you don't usually eat. Day 2. Drink more water than usual and notice how your body feels. Day 3. Slow one meal down and chew more carefully. Day 4. Take a short walk after eating. Day 5. Add one fermented food if it suits you and you tolerate it well. Day 6. Reduce one ultra-processed snack and replace it with a more nourishing option. Day 7. Notice which foods and patterns make your gut feel better or worse. This is not about becoming perfect in a week. It is about becoming more aware of how your gut responds. Awareness changes habits, and habits change outcomes. A message for the person who always feels bloated. If you are someone who constantly feels bloated, uncomfortable, heavy, or frustrated with your stomach, I want to say something gently. Please stop assuming you just have to live like this forever. Maybe your gut needs more support. Maybe your rhythm is off. Maybe your meals are too chaotic. Maybe stress is louder in the body than you realize. Maybe you need medical guidance. But whatever the reason, persistent discomfort is worth respecting. You do not need to become obsessed with your gut. But you do deserve to feel more comfortable in your body. Closing message. So let us bring everything together. Gut health is not just about avoiding stomach pain. It is about digestion, comfort, regularity, microbial balance, nourishment, and the conditions that help the body function well. Probiotics may help some people, but they are only one piece. Prebiotics matter too. Fiber matters. Water matters. Movement matters. Sleep matters. Stress matters. Food diversity matters. And consistency matters more than quick fixes. So instead of asking, what is the best probiotic, maybe ask a more useful question. What kind of daily pattern helps me gut feel calmer, lighter, more regular, and better supported over time? Start there. Because the gut rarely changes through hype. It changes through rhythm, through repetition, through support, and through learning to listen when Thebody speaks. Thank you for listening.